No. I had one, but one day it was nothing, so.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
So how is everybody tonight?
Good.
Yeah. Hey, Dan, while people are coming on, do you have their graduation dates? I assume they're virtual, but do you have dates for any of the schools?
Actually, I had mine this week. We just did it in class. So
Oh,
we just
okay.
had yeah, so I finished up today.
Okay.
So I had I had 4 Whiteford classes and then 2 at Stranahan. And so we just end up handing out certificates, t-shirts and that
Gotcha.
in class. And then I played a little bingo game for them to do something fun.
Awesome.
And then Officer Madzuski finished his up at Hillview also. So
Okay.
unfortunately,
Perfect.
I don't think our officer at Central Trail, I don't think theirs is going to get finished because I'm afraid that we're only going to have like a week left, so.
Yeah.
And he's only about halfway through his.
Oh, that's too bad. Okay. I was just curious. Thank you for that.
Yep.
Can you hear me? This is Jerry Barneswell.
Yes.
Yes. Hey, I'm the dare officer with City of Sylvania.
Yes.
And we are still trying to finish it, but I don't know if it's going to happen or not.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you. By the way, you have my kid. My youngest.
Do I?
Yes. So now when we're done, I can go upstairs and
That's
say,
funny.
guess who I got to chat with?
Who is
It's Carson Gagnon. He's in Mrs. Anderson's class at
it's
Sylvan.
funny.
And he just started there.
Okay, yep, that's right. Yeah, that's where I speak.
Yep. I actually asked Stacy Pack. I said, who's my kid's dare officer? Well, welcome to our meeting.
Yeah, it's always kind of nice to know, right?
Yeah. Wow. Just because I can hold it over his head.
Parental rights.
I know, right? Exactly. Thank you. And welcome to our meeting. Welcome everybody. We'll give a couple more minutes for everybody to jump on and then we'll get started.
I'm filling in for Stacy, and she said it's going to be mine eventually.
Oh, there you go.
We're a good group.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, Tori, I know who Tori is. Her daughter played on my daughter's softball team.
You're still muted, Tori.
Sorry, it's set up really weird on here and I couldn't find my mute button to unmute myself. Yeah, I do remember that. Yes.
Yep. And we went to the pool party on that one street and
yeah, we had a good time.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we had a good group of girls.
Absolutely.
I think the parents had fun too.
No, yeah, of course. Well, we got to have fun if they're having fun. It wouldn't be fair otherwise.
All right, welcome everybody. If anybody new has jumped on, we'll give Well, actually, it's 6:33, so I am gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna do things somewhat the same as we normally do, but I'm gonna switch things up again just because we're now all back on Zoom again, as opposed to our hybrid. I don't know if that's good or bad, but welcome everybody for starters to our November meeting. I can't even believe it's November already. So one of the things I want to do just a tad bit different is I actually want to go around and do just a little quick roll call. Part of the problem on Zoom is that nobody gets to hear everybody talk besides me, which gets very boring. And so I just want to be able to, for everybody, I'll say your name so that everybody's not trying to talk at the same time, just so that we can kind of do a roll call. And say your name and in 1 or 2 words, something you're thankful for. So I can start. I'm Maria Gagnon, Executive Director, and I am thankful to be able to spend time with family. So let's just kind of go here. So Jerry, I'm going to go ahead and let you go first because you're first on my screen.
Okay, yeah, Jerry Barneswell, City of Sylvania Police Officer, and I just took over the DARE program in September. Kevin Pooley had retired and they sent me to the class and I'm enjoying it.
Congratulations. All right, Tori.
Tori Daggett. I am the program coordinator and core committed junior high coordinator for SCAT, and I'm thankful for friends and family.
Awesome. Who is Barney's iPhone?
That's actually me. I tried to sign in on my computer. It wouldn't work. So my iPhone, it came in as Barney's iPhone.
Perfect. Okay, well, welcome again. All right, what about Chris?
So the Jerry Barneswell is just sitting down on the computer downstairs because I couldn't get it to work.
That's okay. It's a nice white screen. Okay, Chris, you want to introduce yourself?
Hey, whoever their microphone on, could you mute yourself? I'm getting a lot of feedback. And I think we lost Maria.
I think we did too.
Oh no, seriously? Can anybody hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, that's good, Bill. Can everybody hear me now? Some thumbs up?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes, I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay, Christopher, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself next?
Yeah, if you can hear me, I'm Chris Rehard with the Ohio National Guard Counter Drug Program. Thankful being in the military for the last 20 years. It's been a great job so far.
That's awesome. All right, Liz.
I'm Liz. I'm the marketing coordinator and administrative assistant, and I am thankful that my daughter just finished up her whole semester of classes on campus and is through one final already. So she'll be coming home next week, and it's been an okay semester. We'll leave it at that.
Nice job. Inga?
Hello, I'm Inga Holton. I am the parent coordinator for SCAT, and I am thankful for the beautiful weather we had last week through, I think it was Tuesday. So we put up our outdoor lights on Sunday, took advantage and be able to do it in shorts.
Nice. Awesome. Dan?
Hello. I'm very thankful that I got my DARE classes completed today while school was still in session.
Wonderful. I bet that was.
We were all afraid that we were going to get through that. So it's a little bit of load off my mind.
Wonderful. Awesome. All right, Bill, do you want to go?
Drug counselor for Sylvania Schools, and this is Herbie, and we play with kids all the time.
Awesome. Very nice. Thank you. Melody?
Hi, I'm Melody Pollock. and I work for all the radio stations that you guys listen to. But the thing that I am thankful for right now is that tomorrow I take my husband in and to the doctors, and we are hoping that he's going to be able to walk on his leg and be moving around again. It's been a long, long 15 weeks.
That is good news. Thank you. Sarah?
Sarah Everly, I'm the financial officer for SCAT. And I'm thankful for my health.
Definitely. Awesome. Thank you. Connie?
I'm Connie White. I am the youth coordinator for SCAT. So I work with the high school students and the junior high students and do our youth groups. And I am thankful for health. I just think it's it's pretty important right now.
All right, Jane.
Hi, I'm Jane Klinger. I'm a social worker with Toledo Hospital. Again, I'm thankful for my health because I'm seeing it daily, people that are right now with COVID. So I feel very blessed.
Wonderful. Glenn?
Glenn Carlson, president to be. I'm thankful to be part of this very passionate, caring group.
We're glad to have you. Thank you. Latrice?
Hi, I am Latrice. I am the treasurer right now, acting as secretary for this meeting for Deb. And I'm a prevention education specialist with Harbor Prevention. And I am thankful for, oh goodness, I'm thankful for just all the new things that I'm learning because of the pressures of COVID. All I can think of how my resume is growing. So I'm thankful.
Awesome. Mary Morrison? You're muted, Mary.
Yep. Hey, I'm Mary Morrison. I am president of the board. I am always thankful for my friends and family, and especially thankful to be a part of this group.
Awesome. Scott?
Scott Ramey, longtime board member, retired Sylvania Municipal Court judge. I am thankful for family, friends, especially granddaughters.
Very cool. Mary Ann?
Mary Ann Whiten. I'm a research and evaluator, and I am thankful for Zoom meetings that allow me to eat my dinner during the meeting.
Nice job. Jeff? Oh, you're muted, Jeff.
There we go. Now, can you hear me now?
Yep.
You can hear me now. I'm Jeff Kowalski, a board member. I'm thankful for getting my 92-year-old mom home from the hospital after a week. She's doing better, but we're spending time with her, taking turns day by day, spending some time with her. So I apologize for being a little late for the meeting.
Just make sure you're taking care of yourself too, Jeff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we are.
Sandy?
I'm Sandy Hussman, board member, and I'm thankful for a wedding anniversary I had a couple days ago, 53 years with John. Thank you.
Wonderful.
It's been really difficult.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's fabulous.
Great.
Fabulous.
We're very blessed.
Yes, you are. Mike Bonfiglio.
Hi, my name is Mike Bonfiglio. I'm the judge at Sylvania Municipal Court. Shout out to Judge Ramey. Hope you're doing well.
Thank you.
I'm extremely thankful for, and I don't want to jinx, the good health of my family.
That's great. Who is the Samsung with no name? Okay, I'm gonna move on. Brian.
Hello all, Brian McCann, City of Sylvania Council member to SCAT, and I'm thankful for health, family, and still having a job, and winning a Honda Fit in the St. Jude home giveaway.
Well, wow. That's impressive. Very nice. All right, Julia. She might be busy with a
Julia's on mute.
I know. All right, well, I'm gonna go on if yeah, she's feeding baby. Okay. Mary Gambash.
Hi, Mary Gambash, board member. I'm grateful that I don't have COVID-19 because 3 of my 4 brothers and my 3 sisters-in-law all are currently infected of varying degrees of illness. One fairly sick, the others not so sick. So I'm staying here in Toledo and they're staying out in Swanton and Delta, and we are not going to mix.
Definitely.
No Thanksgiving for us. Thanks.
Well, prayers that they feel better soon.
Yes.
And Todd.
Hi, I'm Todd Bostetter, Core Committed Director for Southview. I'm thankful for my 2 boys. I took them out to breakfast Sunday and we had some good laughs, some good times.
That's awesome. Rosie.
Hi there.
Do you want to introduce yourself and give us something you're thankful for? Sorry, I know you just jumped on.
Well, my name is Rosie Oliovnik, and I am thankful for recently having had 2 surgeries, and there was no cancer. So I'm very thankful for that.
Amen.
Yes, definitely. And then I will tell you that Julia said she is thankful for staying healthy, family, friends, and her students so far, hoping everyone stays safe and the number because of with the numbers rising. So, and she's feeding her 7-month-old. Did I miss anybody? I feel like there's somebody that I don't know who they are. Anybody? Okay, I am going to move on then. So thank you for everybody doing that. I just think we need to make sure that we put those things out there once in a while as well, and not all be focused on work and business. We need to, again, just express what we're thankful for. And of course, I know that we're all thankful for this group and the things that we have been able to accomplish and will continue to move forward and accomplish. So moving on to the second thing, hopefully everybody got the agenda. I did not create a PowerPoint this time. There just was not time. I apologize. Too many things going on. So number 2 on the agenda is our member spotlight, and Chris Rehard. Am I saying that right?
It's, at least I pronounce it Rehard.
Okay, so you've got one of
We're
those.
all over the
like
East Coast and it's pronounced different ways.
So Chris Rehard is going to give us a little information about him so that we can get to know him more. So go ahead, Chris, it's all yours.
Okay, thank you. Well, my name's Chris Rehard. I've been a member of this for about almost a year now. So I work full-time as a criminal analyst at the with the Ohio National Guard Counter-Drug Program, and I'm assigned to the Drug Enforcement Administration in downtown Toledo. Currently single, no kids. I do have a niece, 5th grade in Stranahan. She just saying how she graduated there and was pretty happy about that. I'm originally from Sylvania, and I went to Stranahan as a young kid, and then I moved north into Petersburg, Michigan. It's just about 10 miles north, where I graduated there, and then I went in the Army for 4 years on active duty between Georgia and the Middle East, and I got out and I went to UT for a few semesters and kind of didn't like that so much. So I went back in the National Guard. I've held several different specialties like military police. I was a vehicle technician, an intelligence analyst. And then 2012, I was hired full-time in my current position. And at the DEA, I provide investigative research to support enforcement operations. I'm also involved with their Operation Take Back that we do twice a year. Just an update on that too. In Northwest Ohio, we collected around 4,000 pounds. Normally it's around 3,000, so it's a little higher this time around. So I think we skipped a pickup last year, but nationwide it was around 1 million pounds.
Wow.
And so the counter drug program has a civil operations mission to it, and some people that's their sole mission to it. And they've reached out to us intelligence people in the program and to work as a liaison with our communities, and that's how I wound up here. Is to get more involved with the prevention aspect, because at work we just do enforcement. Let's see, with the military, I have a couple more years till I can retire. And I'm also being hired by the DEA soon, so I may go off to the academy soon. I don't know about any assignment details. That's about it. If you have any questions.
Anybody have questions for Chris? Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, you guys. I'm trying to send the Zoom link for tonight to one of our other board members, and it's not working very well.
Maria, who needs it?
Nate Cook.
Matt or
Mike Cook. Sorry, I don't know where I came up with Nate. Mike Cook.
All right.
Can you send it to him, Liz?
Do you have his email real quick?
No.
All right. All right. So if I disappear, I'll be back.
Okay. Thank you, Liz. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
If he's at work, it should just be mcook@SylvaniaTownshipFire.com.
I think that is his email that he uses. That's
Yeah.
Thanks, Jeff. Did you get that?
Yeah, no
Liz?
problem.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I
No
can't
problem.
multitask that well to try and run the meeting and send him an email at the same time. It's not going to work.
I hear you.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. Melody, you're up for December. Just heads up there. So, all right, moving on. I sent the secretary's report with, I think it was yesterday, from the October meeting. Were there any corrections or conversation we need to have on the secretary's report? Feel free to unmute yourself if so. If not, may I have a motion to approve the secretary's report?
So move, it's Glenn.
Second.
Awesome. All in favor, you can do a thumbs up or say aye or whatever you want to do.
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, the secretary's report is approved. Treasurer's report, Latrice and Sarah, anything? I sent that out as well. Anything that you need to say about that, and or are there any questions?
I would say I looked over what Sarah did and it all comes together. So it all checks out.
Wonderful.
October was a very boring month. We didn't hardly do, there wasn't much income, there wasn't much expenses. It was just really boring.
Some days that's okay.
Yeah.
Anybody have questions? Is there a motion to approve the treasurer's report?
I make a motion to approve.
Bill?
Second.
Jeff?
Second.
Okay, thank you. All in favor, aye? Or thumbs up?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, the motion is approved for the treasurer's report. Okay, so moving on to our education moment. I think I talked about it at the last meeting or maybe 2 meetings ago because we had to push it back a couple times. I actually got the opportunity to go down and meet with Steve Taylor from Taylor Automotive and Tom Cole. And they did an interview that they put on their Community Connection. So it's their Facebook page. They have a lot of followers. They do radio, or not radio, what would I call it? I want to say radio, but they do interviews, live interviews for all kinds of things. And so they have a really big following. They pick a community organization to interview every week, and they chose Sylvania Community Action Team, which was awesome. I feel like we are very fortunate to have that partnership with them. And so I don't know how many of you have seen it. So I actually pulled it up and was going to show it to you. It's not super short, but it's not super long. So if you have already seen it, I apologize, but I thought that it would be good to just kind of see. And hopefully I can actually pull it up here quick. I meant to.
Hi, Tom Cole for Steve Taylor Community.
Oops, where'd it go?
Connection, certainly an honor and a privilege to be here today with Maria Poshak-Gagnon. Maria, thank you so much. You're the boss of SCAT.
Yes.
Tell the folks the acronym. What does it stand for?
Sylvania Community Action Team.
Yeah, and it was funny when I asked you for bullet points, the things that we were chat about. I didn't know all the wide-reaching things that
Nobody
you do.
does. Yeah.
Oh, it was unbelievable. I'm sitting there, but healthy life, you promote healthy lifestyles, work in mental health, you work on bullying, gaming, social media issues, suicide, alcohol, drug use. You work with the schools, the city, the police, the fire, and of course with the pandemic, there's all kinds of elements, side elements of that people don't realize.
Right.
But let's get to the, what's the new vision?
So our new vision is to be the leading safe and healthy community.
Okay.
So we wanted to make that bigger. Our vision before focused a lot on drugs and alcohol.
Yes.
And although that's not going anywhere, drugs
No,
and alcohol are still there. It needs to be much bigger than that. And so that's why we started looking at changing our vision and our mission so that it could encompass many more things. We've been doing many more things for a long, long time. We just needed that to be written in our vision and mission. So we have something to hold ourselves accountable
Gotcha.
to. And so, yeah, we want to be the leading safe and healthy community.
Is that the official name, or what's the official name?
So
Are you allowed to
Yes,
say that?
we are. We are. So the official name is going to be Sylvania Prevention Alliance.
Oh,
So
I
we're
like that.
actually going to say what we are. We're prevention. And
Yeah.
so we want that to be part of the name. And then alliance, because all those things that you just mentioned, police, fire, city, we're in alliance with all of them. So, but we're in Sylvania. So that's where the new name came from. We did a lot of brainstorming and had a lot of people involved in that. And that's what we have landed on. I think it's a really good of us.
You know, Maria, it's interesting to me. I think you put some salient points because Steve lets me teach Steve Taylor one once a week broadcast class at St. John. So you work with young kids. In the past, I've taught a media class in college. But the gaming issue is an issue. People don't understand. And the kids will admit it. I mean, I was really kind of surprised when I was because they'll be honest with you in the classroom. And I said, how many do you think this gaming thing affects your grades, affects your lifestyle, your social life, maybe lacking because you do? And it was a good majority of people in the class.
Yeah.
You said I'd have better grades, I'd have a better social life. And I said, well, then why are you doing it? Well, I can't stop gaming. So it is an issue.
It is an issue. And, I didn't realize what the issue was until I went to a seminar a couple years ago, and it was called gambling. And I thought, we don't really have issue with our kids gambling. Why am I going to this seminar? And I went, and within the first 5 minutes, they flipped it to gaming, and they said, here's why.
Yeah.
And they explained how gaming truly is gambling and what it does to the brain and why those kids get sucked in. And so when you flip it to think about it like that, wow, that makes a big impact on anybody who watches their kids game. And don't get me wrong, I have an 11-year-old. He loves video games. I watched the exact same thing with him. I mean, this morning I got up and was ready to walk out the door, and he got up, and before he started homework, he's wanting to get on that iPad and just watch videos about gaming. And I'm like, this is not how this works. So I struggle with the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But it's definitely an issue and something that we are trying to address more in the community. And just as a general, I mean, just because we're in Sylvania, the parenting information that we do can go out to all parents, whether that's parents in Perrysburg or anywhere else in Toledo. And now with the pandemic, it has allowed us to do much more with technology. And so our information can be found on our YouTube channel, and it could be parents across the country or across the world that watches our stuff, because kids here are no different than, say, kids in California or anywhere else. And if that's information that would help parents, we're thrilled that they can utilize that information.
What are the difficulties you see, not just from the physical, we know that, but the mental side of this pandemic.
No, it certainly affected our kids. I mean, even though they have grown up in the age of technology and want to be very involved in technology, just like you said, they need human beings to be around as
Right.
well. No, it's definitely had an effect on them. When we were coming to the end of the school year last year, a lot of kids were just really checked out of everything. And so we would continue to reach out to them and have conversations when we could, but we kind of had to give them their space. Well, then as the summer went by, even like as adults, you know, they get tired of it, obviously, and it has had an effect. So through the summer and now going into the fall, I mean, suicide attempts are up. We're hearing that from the police and the fire. We're hearing that just from our own kids, that we've had a couple kids that have attempted suicide. And that was an issue that we were hearing from our parents going into the pandemic. We did a parent survey and they were concerned about suicide. That was pre everything that we have going on right now. So we're hearing those numbers, that those kinds of things are going up, or that they're looking for prescription drugs that they can take, or getting into the alcohol, or any of those kinds of things. And of course, that all is from the bigger picture of the mental health, which again goes back to our vision and mission and why we change things, because we can talk about alcohol and drugs, but we need to look at the bigger picture, the mental health, and how we can help with that. That all goes hand in hand.
But I remember something that always impacted me about the drug and alcohol. I'd interviewed Coach Heinzel from St. John's at one time. We were chatting about that, and he's a really smart guy. And sometimes what's the theory called? Achman's, can't remember what the back end of it is, but it basically says is that sometimes the real answer is just the simple answer in front of you. And he said, when I asked him about drug abuse, and he, deals with athletes and kids that have had issues in the past on occasion. And he said, until we make it cool not to use drug and alcohol, he said, you're going to deal with this problem. And he said, the issue is, how do you make that lifestyle appear to be good or cool?
Right.
And that sounds simple, but the more I thought about it, I think in reality, I think that's true. And I think that's kind of what you're doing.
It is,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay.
Which again goes back to why now we're focusing on the positives and choosing healthy lifestyles. Again, we used to focus on don't do the drugs and alcohol, which is, again, very important, but that's not cool. Like
Yeah.
to hear that, people are going to do the opposite. Where if we say, hey, let's help you create healthy choices, healthy lifestyle, like how can we do that and make that fun? If you're involved in that, you're going to be less likely to be involved in the others. So we don't have to continue to hammer you with don't. How about let's do, and let's make that fun and appealing. And that's, again, why we're sort of changing things a little bit and we've evolved.
Maria, we're so proud to do a team with you, and I know Steve appreciates what you do so very much. And I'm going to hand it off to Steve, and he'll do the second half of the interview and then wrap it up. You're great. And thank you for everything you're doing in our
And
community.
vice versa. Thank you for having us and again, partnering with us. We so appreciate it.
It's our honor, Maria.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, Steve Taylor here with another fantastic community connection. I'm here with Maria, and tell us again, we know it's Sylvania Community Action Team, which is now known as
Sylvania Prevention Alliance.
All right,
We're working on all the legal stuff right now.
Yep, so we're in the transition phase, but fantastic. And we have partnered before in the past. We've done some great things. You guys have done some great things, and we're just happy to support you. And I know some things that like Red Ribbon Week.
Yep.
That's something that you do with the schools. Talk a little bit about that.
Sure. So National Red Ribbon Week is actually this week right now, but it was always hard. State testing is going on in the schools, last week. And so we always kind of played with the dates anyways. There are a couple of the Sylvania schools that are actually doing events this week. We always did a big, what we call a walk of light at Southview High School in the stadium. Of course, that is not able to happen, but we're still getting the message out to the kids. So most of the schools are doing it the week of November 9th now. The teachers will be able to add a little bit of curriculum in about just different things. And again, we're not focusing it all on drugs. National Red Ribbon Week is pretty focused on just drugs, but we tend to focus this event more on the elementary kids. And yes, we want them to learn very young. You know, you want to stay away from drugs. But again, let's talk about healthy lifestyles and all the good things you can do. So they're incorporating all of those kinds of things that week. And we'll also do a coloring page and a design contest depending on the age of the kids that they'll be sending in, and we're going to pick some.
Maria, are you still with us?
Yeah, so it's again just a way to let the kids sort of know that there's this national
Can you see
event.
me? Shake your head.
Something
I
else
have a feeling Maria
a 10K, but you have
has
the.
gotten tied up.
Yeah.
Can you see me?
I had to log out and log back in too.
Can you hear me?
Reminds my computer being wanky.
Maria, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can.
No. Okay, let's move on the agenda then. Back up though.
Next is the director's update.
Yeah. Governance committee meeting, right? I think isn't that well?
That's next, yes.
Yes. So we just had a governance meeting. One of the things we brought up was certainly the audit. I know we need to vote on that tonight. I'm hoping everyone had a chance to look over the number. Oops, that could be Maria. It is. You can hear. Oh, good. Good. Jump back on. So Maria's texting me.
Yeah, we have no camera on her.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Hopefully she'll jump back on. So did everyone have a chance to look at the audit?
Yes.
Right, that's what I thought. I don't know if Maria has anything else she wants to say about that. I don't, but as long as she's not with us, let's move on down to an agenda item that I have. And that is for those of you who were around when Connie was board president and she decided to step back. I stepped in with the understanding that I would remain president until this coming December. So consequently, I'm stepping down. This coming December's meeting will be my last. And okay, great. So
We'll just
that
say we did.
we'll have an opening for president-elect, and I would like everyone to take an opportunity to think about that, to think about throwing your hat in the ring and taking a more active part in SCAT/SPA, and that you nominate yourself or you nominate someone else and send an email or something to Maria suggesting that. What else do I got here? Wait, everyone's gone on my screen. That's not good.
Maria's back.
Oh, yay, Maria.
Can you see me and hear me?
Yes.
And the
I
fight.
hear you. Can't see you.
You can't see me?
I can.
Now I can see you.
I can see you now.
I can see
There you
you.
are.
The funny thing was I could hear and see all of you the entire time. I don't understand.
Could not. You were totally blank. So, Maria, while you were gone, we talked briefly about the audit
Okay.
and that everyone's had a chance to look at it.
Did you vote on it?
We did not.
Okay. Can we go ahead and do that?
Pardon me?
Can we go ahead and do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to make a motion then that we approve the audit.
All in favor of that?
You need a second.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Maybe a second.
That's Jeff on the second. So if everyone wants to vote with a thumbs up or
an eye or something.
Yep.
Anybody not in favor? All right. Well, the audit is approved.
And Maria, then the second thing we talked about was me stepping down as president and moving Glenn in, and that you're accepting self-nominations and nominations from other board members to fill the role of president-elect.
Wonderful.
And I just want to encourage everyone to, if you haven't had an opportunity to take
Can everybody, if you're not yourself, is that possible? And then just unmute if you're going to talk.
Did I mute myself?
You don't have to, Mary, but there's a lot of echo. So I know we talked, okay, so we did audit. Did you do governance committee meeting update? Was there anything there that you talked about, Mary?
No.
Okay. Actually, I was just looking here quick to see if, I guess there wasn't anything really anyways. Okay. And you talked about that you will be stepping down. Glenn will be moving up. And so feel free, if anybody has questions about what president-elect consists of, Mary or Glenn, I'm sure are happy to answer those questions. I can give you a description, and feel free to email or call or text me if you would like to nominate yourself or somebody else that you think would be a good fit for that over the next month. Would be great.
Okay.
All right. Is that where we stopped then, Mary?
Yes.
Okay. So I sent out, I'm gonna go to the next thing on the agenda. I sent out an email to everybody asking for a short bio from everybody on the board. We're trying to put some packets together for when we have new people, or we still have a lot of new people that don't know each other, and we want to be able to give them information about the other members of the board. So I've gotten some, thank you for those that sent those in, but if everybody could just, I mean, it doesn't matter, 2-3 sentences, whatever, or it can be, full paragraph or a couple paragraphs, whatever you want, but a bio about yourself or why you're on this board, or whatever you want, something that you'd want the rest to know. That would be wonderful. You can just email it to myself or Liz, whatever works for you. So if we could do that. I did want to let you know that we needed to fill the junior high core committed position. And although things are, as you all know, very different in the schools right now and how we're able to work with the kids, we have a grant that allows us to continue to expand that into the junior highs. And so we offered that position to our own Tori Daggett, who is also our program coordinator. And so she has started working with Julia and Todd to also continue to expand that into the junior highs. So just wanted to give you an update on that. We are continuing to work on our name change. That has not been the easiest process. Every time I place a phone call to somebody, and I don't know if the election time had anything to do with that, but if it was the Secretary of State or anybody else, I was on hold a minimum of an hour. So the process is not hard. I am working on it. It's just very time consuming. And so then it'll end up getting put aside. And then I try to get back to it. So we are working on all the legal parts of it. Again, it's not that hard. We just need to, get things to happen. So we're moving in that direction. And then next on the list, I just wanted to let you know, last week was a big writing for funding for me, and Prevention Action Alliance, with which, if any of you are not familiar, I always kind of call it like the umbrella to prevention coalitions in Ohio. They are in Columbus, and they were offering a opportunity to write for funding, and they had some different parameters that you had to follow. And so I wrote for funding for $3,000. We would partner with the Sylvania Chamber and Cooper Smith Media for a mental health literacy campaign. And the entire team, had input on it, and I think it looks really, really good. I'm super excited about the opportunity to be able to do it. I think it has really good timing, and it's something that we would do after the first of the year. So I keep you updated on that. I also wrote Savage and Associates, which is an organization. They had a charity application, and I was given that opportunity through a networking group that I am in. And so if anybody knows anybody at Savage and Associates that could put a plug in for us, I don't know to what degree that would look like financially, but I'm hoping that we could be part of one of the charities that they give some funding to next year. And then lastly, the Mental Health Board contacted me, and obviously that's where we get, 2 of our grants already from, but they had some extra money, which didn't even know that was possible this time of year, but some extra money, and they were looking for some ideas on youth-led suicide prevention, some kind of campaign. So I put information together. Again, we talked as a team and put some stuff together to send to them, and I'm waiting to hear what kind of funding we might get for that as well. And I thought that was also really good timing, because as we just were talking about on the video, that with the parent survey, suicide is a concern of parents in Sylvania, and then we know that those numbers attempts are up right now. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep you updated. Anybody have any questions about any of that stuff that I've talked about so far? And then I'll kind of finish here quick. Okay. Drug take back. I just wanted to give you an update. That was very successful. In Sylvania, the city and the township both collaborated with Kroger at King and Sylvania. Just to give you an idea, I know Chris gave some numbers, which thank you for that, Chris, what the numbers were in Northwest Ohio. In Lucas County, the numbers that I received, now this is not everybody that we work with, because not everybody gives me numbers back, but I was told 1,802 pounds. And so that includes like TPD, et cetera. But in Sylvania, we took in 440 pounds at the actual event. They had 300 pounds in the last year that they collected. And so when the drugs were picked up after the event, they had 740.4 pounds, 36 boxes.
Yeah, I was there, and it was very, very busy.
Oh, good. Thank you for saying
I
that.
think something like 200 cars went through in that 4-hour period.
Wow.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It's sad that they get that much, but thank goodness it's good that we got rid of it. So that's wonderful. Thank you for doing that. Awesome. So I just want to give you an update on that. And then we talked at our last meeting about adopting a family with Sylvania Area Family Services. They've done a lot for us. We had our last meeting there. We are welcome to have more meetings there if we get to that point of being comfortable again, but can't have them, say, at the library. And they still have families that need adopted. So I guess I'm just going to say, I will send a follow-up email after this meeting with a couple different things. That's one of them. If you would like to help contribute to adopting a family from the SCAT board, let me know. I have many options, and I probably would just have you go through me personally, so that, because like if we have PayPal, obviously, with Sylvania Community Action Team, but there's a charge where if you send it to me personally and I just put the money in and take one check over there, then there won't be any fee. But like I can do Venmo or PayPal or whatever, and we could adopt a family. The way they're doing it is they are only taking gift cards for the family members. So if it's 2 parents and a child, for example, we would end up getting gift cards like Walmart or whatever, and that there's not actual gifts that we're wrapping. But if anybody would like to do that, again, feel no obligation, but if it's something you are feeling called to do and would like us to do it as a board, shoot me a text or an email and we'll figure out what's easiest. You can also drop me a check or whatever works, and we'll get it over to Sylvania Area Family Services. I want to remind you, as we're going into the holidays, if you're doing shopping, and more are doing shopping online, don't forget to put in Amazon Smile instead of just Amazon, so that and then make sure that Sylvania Community Action Team, again, if you choose, is the charity of choice for Amazon, and we will get a small percentage of that. Your prices aren't any different, but we get a kickback from Amazon, and that all adds up as well. So if you have questions about any of that, reach out. I'm happy to help you with that. And then lastly, and I'll put this in the email with the donation to the family. We're working on hot cocoa, so we need a new committee. Mary Morrison has agreed to lead that, but we definitely need other people on that committee. Even if that event goes virtual, we still have work to do. So we have last year's committee, but I want to open that up for new people to join that committee, or anybody, so if you want to do it again, fine. Or if you are new and would like to be on that committee, shoot me a text or an email. Let me know that you'd like to be part of that committee, so that we can start working more on that.
Don't make me hunt you down.
Yeah, right. And she will. That's it for my things. Does anybody have questions about any of that? Okay, then we're gonna move on to the team update. Liz, is there anything that you have to report on?
So used to being unmuted. We contracted with Network for Good this week. It is a donor-based platform that we can use. It will also house everything we need from all of our sponsors, our board members, our constant contacts. And through this platform, we will have a text to give platform. It'll support peer-to-peer fundraising. It will have easy to use campaigns that we can use for our fundraising events as well. We can use it, sign up for volunteers. So if we get this thing going, I can send a message to everybody and you can sign up through there, through the Network for Good for Mary's committee for hot cocoa. We can send text messages. We have email capabilities, paper letter capabilities, donation pages, automatic thank yous to anybody who donates through our page or through our Network for Good site. And those thank yous can be even personalized, like we can add short videos, like if we're doing a campaign for our core committed and our youth kids, then we can have a thank you from them already uploaded into the system so that when they donate within 1 to 2 minutes, they will get an automatic response back with that video from our kids. Or say from Maria or any of you board members thanking people for being donors. We can thank people for anything. We can try to get it up and hopefully get it up and running so that Giving Tuesday is coming up, that we can do a quick end of the year fundraiser for for Giving Tuesday. It is quite a phenomenal platform as long as we can learn how to use it, and they are seriously working hard with us for onboarding and 90 days of training, unlimited support through the whole program. It looks like it's going to be a really amazing and exciting platform for us to increase our donor support.
Awesome. Questions for Liz? All right, Tori.
Well, as you kind of heard in Maria's interview, we are right in the middle of our Red Ribbon activities this year. And as she had mentioned earlier, we did expand it this year. So it did encompass a lot more than just drugs and alcohol. And because it was geared toward the elementary school, we tried to make it fun, but also not very taxing for the schools this year. Obviously with the situation going on, they're very busy. So we are in the middle of doing a coloring and design contest for the preschool, kindergarten, first and second grade. We did a pre-made little coloring page that they could also put a little design in the middle. And then for the third, fourth, and fifth graders, we also did a design contest. And the theme was be happy, be brave, and be healthy. And they were given the option to pick one of those themes and design around that, an example of what they would choose to do. So we are hopefully getting them back tomorrow. So it'll be interesting. Each school will have one winner from each age group. And so that's the 7 Sylvania schools, elementary schools, TIA, and St. Joe's. Just to give you an example, we also got all of the kids red mask lanyards, so kind of went with our COVID theme this year. And we also did a spirit wear, so just to kind of encompass all the different areas, I'll kind of read to you. We had on Monday, doing drugs is goofy, wear goofy mismatched clothes. Tuesday, bullying is bad, let's have a bad hair day. Wednesday, you are what you eat, from your head down to your feet, wear a cool hat and crazy socks. Thursday, be a good friend, find a friend to dress like twins. So we just tried to encompass it a little bit more, make it fun for the kids and easy for the schools and the teachers. So we're going to be excited to get the contests back, entries back. We're going to go ahead and make posters of the winning entries to give to the schools to either hang up, or the kids to take home and hang up in their bedrooms, and also give them a little prize. But so hopefully that'll go well. The problem was when we decided to do this, the elementary schools were supposed to be back in school Monday through Thursday. Obviously that didn't happen. So we're hoping that it won't go red before we're able to give the prizes out and finish our contest. So everybody cross your fingers. The other thing we're really working on is, obviously we're not able to have Spectacular this year. So we're trying to replace it with something, and it looks to be, it's going to be a mailer, mail it out to all of the Sylvania schools families, and also any of our past donors or supporters. We're still kind of compiling what we're going to put in it, but pretty much we're going to let people know that COVID has not slowed us down. We're actually busier than ever, doing more things, reaching more people, and we still need their support and help. So hopefully that will be going out soon. And if anybody has any thoughts or ideas on that, I welcome any feedback or thoughts anybody has. So.
Questions for Tori? Okay, Inga.
Hello. So since we last met, I presented at the Northview parent meeting. And then last Friday, we had our monthly SSPO meeting, and Latrice did a mini presentation during that about the PACS tools. So hopefully she'll be getting some response about that, about some people attending their webinars. And then next week, I will be speaking at the Highland Parent Club meeting. And I want to give a shout out. Monday, I watched the webinar that Operation Parent did about suicide. And if you've not watched any of their stuff, they've got really good presentations. This one actually ran a little bit longer because usually they present for an hour and they do about half an hour of questions. And there were so many questions coming in from the attendees, they actually extended it by another half an hour. So it was actually 2 hours. But it has a lot of good information, and they keep records of all these on their site. I think it's up there now because I got an email with a copy of it. So if you want to go watch it, like you said, the doctor who actually presented is in Kentucky, and he presented some interesting statistics to go along with the programs that he's been helping lead down there. So there was a program that he started about 20 years ago in 2000, and they showed statistics for the number of people before and after they instituted their program in the county where he lives in Kentucky. And what he's doing is working as far as the number of kids that are attempting and the number of kids that are needing hospitalizations. But he talked about, just in general terms, of the way that suicide is an issue for adolescents. And then he talked about specifically what it's been like right now during COVID and quarantine, and things that they're trying to work with schools and other partners in the community to help keep an extra eye on the kids, to look for potential signs and signals. It was a really good presentation though, and that's on the Operation Parent website.
Awesome. I'll try and include the link to that in the in my email so that you can just click on it. Awesome. Okay. Thanks. That wasn't a question, but any questions for Inga? Okay. Connie?
So we have been meeting regularly outside while we were blessed with this fabulous weather for October and November. So we were meeting at Olander with my high schoolers weekly, and we also had another junior high meeting for November at Olander. So the kids have just been kind of talking, I've been trying to figure out what they want to do. I have a couple youth that have expressed interest in wanting to do just some videos. One student talked about wanting to make a video about just some of her struggles with her mental health, and then how she's learned some coping things and things that have helped, and to offer some encouragement. And so she's thinking through that, and we're going to make a video. As you guys know, I've been trying to take my content virtual, and so I want to continue to put good information out there, but I want to have some of the videos from the youth perspective also. So I am excited about pursuing that. The students, well, since we last had our last board meeting, we released the distracted driving video, where we did a partnership and released that. It had pretty good views, over 300 and something, almost 350, I think. So, you know, these are great. We're getting in front of new eyes. I think that's really great. With the Drug Take Back Day, I was able to do a video about the doTERRA bags. I know we got a few questions about those. I don't know if there was any other questions about contacts. I didn't hear anything about people asking us to send them any. But I'm just glad that people are being made aware of those options for them to get rid of their prescription drugs. And I know we have lots of bags still, right, Maria? So if you know of anybody that needs those bags, we can get them to them, because our youth also helped make the grab bags that we sent out, and putting doTERRA bags in there and information for people to have. So those are definitely available. Our students are still wanting to volunteer, and we're trying to find ways for them to do that as much as possible. So the Olander event that happened for Halloween, the Halloween drive-through event, Olander always has a trick-or-treating event, and this year it was, you could drive around the park and stay in your car, and they had different stations. So our students worked one of the stations, and we also made a scarecrow for their Scarecrow Alley. So hopefully you saw it. We had our scarecrow with a pumpkin head, and he was wearing our hot cocoa shirt from last year, and it looked pretty cute. So I think it turned out good, and the students made a scarecrow for that too. We are going to be volunteering at Ronald McDonald House. I believe they are allowing people to come in again and make meals, which I didn't think was going to be happening, but when I went to their website, it looked like they were taking signups. And so the students really want to do that again. So probably towards the beginning of December, as long as nothing changes too drastically, we're going to be looking to do that. They also want to help at Sylvania Area Family Services, you know, just with organizing in their food pantry and things like that. So those are two ways that we're going to be involved in our community here through the end of the year. But other than that, I think we're just, you know, still doing the best that we can. And I've just been thankful that I've been able to meet with the students still and see them face to face, because every time I see them, I don't know if that's going to be the last time that I see them in person. And I was on a call this week and was just kind of reminded that we need to be reaching out to our students. It's not always about the students that we see, but what about the ones that we haven't seen, and different ways we can reach out to them and contact them and let them know that we notice that they're not there and that we miss them. And so I'm trying to make a priority of finding ways to do that. And just so that they know that we care about them and that we're here for them if they need us. And so, yeah, I think we're moving along.
Awesome. And I'm glad you brought up about the doTERRA. Connie's right. We have lots of those bags. So if anybody wants one, if you can't dispose of medications, or if you know of somebody that's older that can't get out, or I don't know, there's probably lots of opportunities. We did give those out at Sylvania Area Family Services. They give them out with their, when people can come pick up meals or pick up groceries, I guess. But we have lots of those that we got for free from a grant. So if anybody knows of somebody, we'd be happy to send them one or get it, drop it on a porch or something. So just let us know.
Hey, Maria.
Yeah.
Can you spell that? What is doTERRA? How do you?
DETERRA. This is what they look like.
Terra, like a world. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
They're just a deactivation bag, so you can put your pills in them and a little bit of water, and you mix it, and then you can just throw it in your trash. So they're super easy. So again, if somebody needs some for like an older parent, or I don't even know, just let us know though. It just
Oh, and then real quick, I just wanted to say, with all the social media videos we've been putting out, I know like the one Maria was showing with the Taylor Kia and the ones that I put out, obviously views are really great getting in front of other eyes, but the more, if you are on social media, if you can share those videos, if you feel comfortable sharing them to your personal pages, then we are really doubling who sees that, because it's getting outside of just our scope of people. It's now getting into your group, and your group, and your group, and you don't know who can see those things. And we can just get in front of more eyes. So if you ever, just on Facebook, if you see that video, you can click the share button and share it to your page. It's a great way for new sets of eyes to see our videos.
Absolutely. If you need help with any of that, we're happy to help you do that. Awesome. Any questions for Connie? Okay, Todd or Julia, either one of you. Is it Julia that was going to talk?
Yeah, I'm here. Luckily available. Can you hear me?
Yep. Go ahead.
Oh, awesome. Well, hi everybody. Luckily my son went to sleep very quickly, so that makes it easier for me to share. And I will say, I do want to give a shout out. The Red Ribbon Week has been in full effect at Sylvan. The kids had a lot of fun dressing up. We had our, daily dress up. The teachers all participated. And although it's a little weird of a school year, to say the least, it was something nice for them to kind of have. I had a lot of questions as far as in the art room, especially about the design and the coloring contest. I made sure I plugged it on the announcements. I shared it with my Sala kids. For those who don't know, I'm teaching all the 5th graders in the district who are at home taking the online Sala learning option for at least this semester. So I plugged it with them for their weekly project, and got some responses very quickly. So I'm hoping that they actually turn things in. That seems to be where the ball gets dropped. But I will say it was really positive to see that. And I took my 1st graders outside for their art lesson or part of it, and they were like, "Oh, the red ribbons are on the trees." Like they really got into it. So I thought that was just a nice positive way to share. As far as Core Committed goes, I didn't get to physically say hi and introduce myself earlier, but I'm on the Northview side of Core Committed. Todd and I met with our students last month in person. I don't know if he had a chance to share about that or not last time. So that went well. We had Spike Ball, which is a really fun game that I learned how to play. I think Todd and I both learned how to play against a few of our students. I had 2 of my Northview kids show up, and we had 4 from Southview, which, to be perfectly honest with everyone, was more than I expected. It was a great day. It wound up being, we got to see where their heads were at and get to meet with them. This year just being what it is. It's been really stressful on everybody, so it was a nice chance to just go and have some fun. Since we did change our name this year, we are Core Committed Social Club, so we are adding that social element into the group. So while we do have the education and the prevention aspect of it, a lot of it is the social, and I think that really hit Maria when you shared that video that I had not seen during the interview, making it cool or okay to not be partying and finding another outlet. That is something that I've always really taken to heart, being an athlete and wanting to be around other people who held the same values as me, and sometimes finding that hard when there were that group of kids partying or doing other extracurriculars that we don't appreciate. So having them get together in a group that they can find like-minded individuals within their schools, and our big event that we are attempting to plan, but I hate to say it, don't want to be Debbie Downer, but the numbers just are too scary right now. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention. I'm sure we have, but I don't see us not being red very, very soon. And we were looking to do a kickball game in Northview, Southview. The kids loved it last year. They were asking about it again this year. We were trying to get it scheduled the Monday or Tuesday before Thanksgiving break, which is coming up here pretty quick. I reached out at Northview. They wanted, since we had it at Southview last year, we tried to have it at Northview. Chris Irwin was a little overwhelmed with everything going on in numbers and sports. He was hosting the soccer tournaments and everything. So we went back. Todd, I know, talked to Casey Venz at Southview and thought we could maybe pull something off there with whether not being outside, but in the gym, he was suggested. But again, I unfortunately don't see that happening at this point in time. Especially, I mean, we'll see what the governor says in the next day or two, but I just have a bad feeling. So my thought was to sort of plan elsewhere. So I've already kind of come up with some ideas for some more online virtual events, because not only did we have the in-person meeting out at Plummer Park, I don't think I mentioned that, but I had a virtual event because I did have a few of my Northview students who weren't able to be in person, and one that was actually quarantined at the time. So she was at home and was actually very thankful to be included via an online meeting because she was stuck at home, and the mental aspect of that, talking to her, is just, it was really tough. It's really tough on them. I could tell how much it's affected her family, and her friends. So giving them an outlet, even if it is online, just to kind of chat and share. And I know these kids are really social anyways, but in a little bit of a different aspect. So we talked about long term, they, hoping things get better eventually. They want to do like a sort of a scavenger hunt type deal. And I know I talked to Maria and Tori about this a little bit, as maybe sort of a spring event or even a fundraiser. I know we've talked about trying to find sort of a replacement for those who remember the 24-hour relay challenge that used to happen in the spring. Maybe trying to bring something in with either the younger kids, or now that Tori's in charge of the junior high kids, there's a great avenue for them to sort of get caught up into core committed, get to know what it is. We were kind of hoping to be able to host a junior high kickball event as well, but again, it's just a lot of hoops to jump through with what's going on right now as far as numbers and everything. So really, I think that's the main topics. Really, we just are trying to find ways for these kids to still feel included and together in this, obviously challenging time. I know some of them are sick of the online stuff, but then again, that looks like what we're headed towards anyway. So trying to make it fun, maybe come up with something new and different that they haven't done. So I was thinking, even if it's online, virtual, like bingo, or I've hosted a trivia night before. So some of our topics that we talk about in Core Committed, like the sleep and nutrition, I thought we could kind of have fun with it, maybe in a trivia game. So just kind of things to continue to discuss as we move forward, and hopefully starting to include some of the junior highs as well. So if anyone has any questions, I guess I'll just throw that out there, or if Todd has anything else he'd like to add, that's pretty much all from my end, I think. I'll double check my notes.
Awesome. Todd, did you have anything? Anybody have any questions for either one of them?
We did, one thing I didn't mention that I thought was kind of neat was just talking about also maybe just hosting some challenges. I know in the past I've done like a food log challenge where the kids, we talk about nutrition. We've had a nutritionist come talk to the students, but having them, take 2 days or 3 days to log everything they eat, and keep track of it and turn it in for like a raffle prize. So I know that we've talked about getting some gift cards, maybe also tracking like sleep and having them then keep numbers on how much sleep they're getting at night and how much that impacts their day to day, even though they don't realize it. And even like technology, I know we've got that screen time. Your iPhone will track your screen time, just being aware of that, especially now where a lot of everything is virtual, but just being aware of maybe just taking 10 or 15 minutes a day to like unplug and go do something else and tracking that just to kind of give them some motivation, and then turning that into some sort of like raffle or where they can win a gift card or a prize, but also creating the conversation as well that we can talk about it. So an opportunity to chat.
Awesome. Thank you.
I found Jeopardy sometimes is a good avenue to have questions and answers for the kids. They seem to like stuff like that too.
Yes,
Jeopardy.
that is a good point. I love that. With Alex looking down from us, I think he'd appreciate that. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Julia, do you have sites or programs you plan on using for that yet?
I'm sorry, sites?
Yeah, so in the spring, when my Girl Scouts had to all go virtual, we played a lot of games online. I can send you the links because we found Family Feud, a Jeopardy one, and a bingo one that were all free.
Oh, okay.
And they had pre-made games, but then you could tailor them. So you could customize it for your own questions and stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have I've done Jeopardy in the past with my classes. So I have like a template, like a slide, it was a PowerPoint, but now it's a Google slide. And I did the trivia is the same way, but yeah, maybe like the bingo would be cool. I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, if anybody sees things like that, I mean, certainly send them our way, because we see a lot of things obviously as a team, but you may see things that we just don't. So we appreciate any of that feedback very much. Bill, do you have any update for us? We'll move on to community updates quickly.
Yeah, real quick. I'm getting a lot of calls from parents, situations because kids are home for such a long time. And they're very concerned. And I'm available 7 days a week. I meet with them. And I've been drug testing some of the kids. So that's really a concern with some of the parents, just the amount of time that kids have, especially when the parents are working and the kids are home, things are going on. In the last week, we found a vape shop at the mall that was selling marijuana under the table. I turned it over to the Toledo police. That was very concerning. They were selling to our kids. So I'm working with them on that. So just letting people know if there's a concern, they can give me a call at any time. That's very important. This is a very difficult time. Some kids are really struggling, and some kids are self-medicating. There's just a lot of things going on now. And if parents are concerned or have any questions, again, they can call me anytime.
Thanks, Bill. And Bill means that if, we have that list that has everybody's phone numbers on it. Bill's cell is on there. You can text him or call him. I've personally done it. And when I had a question about another student, a friend of my daughter's, that I didn't know how quite to answer, and he took care of it for me. So he means that when he says it. So please take him up on it if there is a situation that you need help with, whether it's a friend, family, your own family. He's awesome. So thanks, Bill. Any questions for Bill? Okay, Jerry, do you have anything else you want to say that's going on with City Police?
No, everything's been going real good.
Awesome. Okay. Any questions for Jerry? So if you don't know, he did introduce himself, but he's filling in for Stacy, and eventually will probably be taking over that position, he said. Stacy,
Yeah, that's her plan.
Stacy is out on medical leave right now. She is doing okay. I have talked to her. I'm sure Jerry, you talk to her all the time, but just keep her in your prayers. Obviously, we love Stacy, and she'll be back, but that's why Jerry is filling in. So we're glad to have him.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Dan, anything with Township?
Yeah, I think at our last meeting, I had talked about how we were going to have the drive-through trick-or-treat events at our elementary schools. So we held 3 of those. We had one at Hillview Elementary for the Whiteford and Hillview students, and one at Stranahan Elementary, and one at Central Trail. And they were all a huge success, probably a lot more attendance than what we anticipated. And so I know we took like 500 pencils to each event, along with plenty of candy to get through the night. But at each event, I think we went through the 500 pencils in like an hour. So we did from 5 to 7. And like within an hour, we were out of 500 pencils. So we must have done, 750 to 1,000 kids at each event. Stranahan, we had traffic lined up on town Sylvania. I'm not exactly sure how far, probably on the other side of the bike trail. Central Trail, we had traffic down somewhere around the roundabout at Sylvania Avenue, and long lines, but everybody had a great time. The parents and kids all enjoyed it. I think Stranahan, we had a line, took some of them like 45 minutes to get up to us and get through the line, through all the stations that we had. But we didn't have any complaints from parents. Everybody was just really happy. Everybody seemed to really enjoy the events. Our chief of police was at the Central Trail event for probably around an hour. He was just very impressed with the turnout, the participation, and all the participation from the parents and the staff of the schools and everything. And he's actually thinking about doing these events yearly, even once we get out of this pandemic, because they were just such a success, and everybody just enjoyed them so much.
Guy took a police car to Sylvan's. So I just pulled in, and they had a great turnout. And my daughter actually helped hand out candy out of the back of our police car. So it was really awesome.
That's awesome. Any questions for either of them? I think we can all say that even though times are challenging right now, I'm sure we have all learned things and gotten to experience things that we never would have had COVID not happened. So as we're going into Thanksgiving, I think that's certainly something to be thankful for, just like you said, with, that you may continue these because they were successful, and it's probably nothing you would have thought to do until COVID. So that's great. I'm glad those were all successful.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. This is not on the agenda, but our president, Mary Morrison, has something that she would like to talk about. So go ahead, Mary, the floor is yours.
Thanks. I just want to remind all of you that Giving Tuesday is December 1st. And if you have not made your annual contribution to SCAT/SPA, that'd be an awesome time to do it. So if you could put that on your calendar, I know we'd appreciate it.
Thank you. Next is parking lot. Is there anything that we need to add to the parking lot that we want to talk about at future meetings? I still have a running total, or a running list, I should say, not a total. And they are things that I do bring up at other times. So if there's anything that needs to go in there, mention that now. All right. Our next meeting is December 10th, 6:30, same time. I'm going to probably figure it's going to be Zoom. I mean, if I can do it another way, I will, but I'd like to think positive. We'll just go with that. We're going to think positive, but we'll be on Zoom either way. So there you go. And then I do want to just put a quick reminder out that we are having a finance committee meeting. So I sent that already to the finance committee. If you're not on that committee and you would like to be on the finance committee, shoot me a message. But we're having a meeting on Monday at 5:30. It will be on Zoom. And we're going to talk about maybe just some ways to take the money that we do currently have and try and make a little bit more interest than we currently are. So that's going to be one of the things on the agenda. But so if so, let me know, because you're welcome to join that committee. And any questions or anything else we need to talk about? If not, we're going to adjourn. I'm sorry we went a little long tonight, but I appreciate you all hanging in there. Anything?
Have a nice Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yes. Thanks, Jeff. Definitely. Everybody enjoy their families. Stay safe.
Hey, I made a motion.
Oh, yes, thank you. We
Yep.
need a motion to adjourn the meeting. You made it, Mary? Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All right, Jeff. Perfect.
All right.
We are adjourned. Have a good one.
Bye.